Let us, yes, let's have Nigerian Commodity Exchange to make their presentation.
Benson Lawal is my name. I'm the General Manager of Operations of Nigeria Commodity Exchange. This bill would have come at a better time rather than now, when government is taking of diversifying Nigerian economy from oil to agriculture and solid minerals. And we all know that poverty is very pervasive in this country. And it's pervasive because of inappropriate pricing of farm produce. And that is happening because buyers are taking advantage of the illiteracy and poverty and the poor nature of Nigerian farmers. Nigerian farmers are such people that we want to sell immediately after harvest and at any price that they find in the market. But now we are not trying to professionalize. This thing we are trying to do is to professionalize agro-produce marketing in Nigeria. And not only agro-produce, we are also talking of solid mineral marketing. Now, when we have this bill passed into law, then we are going to have in place brokers that have to intermediate between buyers and sellers of produce. It is when we have them, we cannot be talking that we rally on the floor of the exchange. Because commodity brokers have their operational base on commodity exchanges across the world. These kind of people that we are trying to give legal backing today, they are to commodity exchanges what CIS, that is Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers, are to stock exchange, to Nigeria Stock Exchange. So if we are talking of marketing efficiency, if we are talking of appropriate pricing of produce, there has to be a bill that has to be passed into law to legalize the operation of commodity brokerage in Nigeria. Now, there was a study where they were discussing poverty incidence in Nigeria, and they classified Nigeria into six geopolitical zones. And they analyzed poverty incidence based on each region. And it will be surprising to note that of the 6 regions in Nigeria, the 3 in the north, that is the northwest, northeast, north central, have the highest poverty incidence. And by accident or whatever, those of us in the south, we source our food from the north. Why should the person that is feeding us be poorer than we that is feeding on them? And that is happening because the produce are not appropriately priced. They produce and sell at giveaway. The only way we can reverse poverty in Nigeria, the only way we can address poverty in all sectors of the economy is by legalizing the operation of commodity brokerage in this economy. Stockbrokers are there operating effectively because there's a law that employs them. Because they have a Chartered Institute that regulates operations of stockbrokers in Nigeria. Similarly too, there should be a law that regulates how commodity brokers should operate in Nigeria. Now, there are incidences where farmers will sell and they wait for their money to eternity. But when you have this kind of body in place, operating on commodity exchanges, they serve as a go-between between the farmers that have the commodity and the buyers that are buying. And the exchange trades based on rules and regulation. For you to sell what you are going to sell, we have accredited warehouses across the country where you store your produce. Your produce is graded. This bill definitely is going to promote zero reject of Nigerian produce overseas. Because our produce have been having challenges because of the vacuum, the absence of this kind of body has created. So when we have them in place, before they sell, they help you to sell, then you will be sure that what you are selling is of quality. There is a bill before the National Assembly, which I understand has been passed by Senate, waiting for the concurrence of the House, on warehouse receipt system. Now that will certify the quality of what these traders will have to be trading on the floor. Then when you have that, there is confidence. We are not having non-foreign direct investment in Nigeria because they lack confidence in quality of what we produce. I was in Liverpool in 2009, 2004 for cotton conference. I was there for 2 weeks And they were asking us, they were mentioning countries producing cotton. Then they did not mention Nigeria. I now raised up my hand and said, sorry, sir, Nigeria also produces cotton. He said, I know Nigeria produces cotton. I was in Nigeria for more than 15 years, but you people produce bad cotton. That's what he said. That is simply because farmers themselves, they don't know the quality of what they're selling. If the buyer say what you are selling is bad, it is bad. There must be somebody there that's going to assist you to tell him, this thing I'm selling to you is grade B, it's not grade C. That is why we are begging you to please assist our poor farmers. None of us are up here, don't have one farmer or the other in his family. So for that reason too, we want to get this thing work. We want this thing to be legalized. We want this thing to be functional so that we can have functional commodity exchanges in Nigeria. Nigeria Commodity Exchange has been what it is because we don't have this pillar of support that we're trying to create. So at the very moment this bill is passed into law, then you begin to have a body that will license commodity brokers that will operate on the floor. We are going to have people that will move from one village to another, so solicit for trade, to solicit for people to come and sell their commodities on the floor. So, and that will promote confidence in organized trading of commodities in Nigeria. So that's our comment, sir. Thank you,
sir. Let's come to lawmaking business. In the parliament with our presentation, but just like was earlier commented, you've told us the importance of the bill. Just the situation on ground here. Nobody will arrest anybody doing your job, but you are doing it at the moment illegally. But we did
all the time to eradicate poverty, to reduce social vices. How do we reduce these social vices if the women in farming are not making enough money? That brings me to the point where I want to support this bill so that women will be able to sell their produce well, make a living and help their family, and also help Nigerians at large and improve the GDP of this nation. Thank you.
Thank you all. I don't think there is, I'm not going to say anything, because from the look of things, we don't have any problem. That so far I have not seen anybody who is against our bill. I only want to say that since the time I arrived at it, to this point, I'm very proud because at the time I was coming for the screening, I was recognized by the workers there, by the staff of this institution. And as I come in, every step I move, people recognize me, and also they make me proud that I was once a member of this place. And I have noticed also, open speakers at the higher table recognize my presence in this place. I must say thank you, and I'm happy and proud that I was once in this hallowed chamber. But I also want to add that this bill, as you see it, is for you, is for us, is for the masses. When I left here, my fellow colleagues, I thought of what to do. I thought of going into farming. I acquired a farm in Niger State, Kwantagora, 100 hectares, where I cultivate maize, rice, and so on. 1 year, 2 years, I realized all the money I was able to save was going down to drain because of this problem Manala was mentioned. Because there was no regulation in this country, the prices are not competitive, we are being subchanged by people, wealthy people, and some multinational companies operating in this country. And therefore I felt, what is the way out? Because I have chosen farming to be what I should be able to continue to earn a living. But then all the money was going down. So I, one day, saw an advertisement calling for people to come and train